How's it going, everyone? I'm just on a Runick kick at the minute. I'm building an ungodly amount of Runick decks, which, yeah, it's been fun learning different ones. But that's not all, there will be more. I've got so many decks coming down the pipeline. So, the next one, after last time, should have been Bestial Runick. We have Runick Spright Fur Hire. So 3 different engines. Must admit, I'm still just move my when I was getting set up. Must admit, I piloted this one a lot less. This is the serotonin Runick build, because going +6 is pretty nice. So we'll get right into it. Rex is just the heart and soul of the entire deck. It's the entire payoff, or it gets you to the entire payoff. And despite what you might see on a particular short that seems to just keep popping up whenever I look this deck up, you want 3 Fossil Dig, because 6 of the thing that gets you everything is better than less of the thing that gets you everything. If you're getting drolled, you're getting drolled in this deck. It's susceptible to it. That's just how it is. And if you're thinking less of this helps, then basic math is not your forte. Rafale is a negate, assuming you discard a for hire. Pretty good. Nice little bit of insulation. But yeah, and you can also excavate up to the number of hires you've got and just add a card. So little pot of desires, not desires. What's it called? Duality? Probably duality. Beat you need for the combo line. That's kind of where you go after Rex. And Donpa is your payoff. In a sense, you need to pop something in your opponent's turn, and the combination of having Donpa on board and being able to special summon one from grave using Rex as a quick effect means you can get that pop off. Rookie, it's what you search off Rex, and this allows you to tribute the Rex off, which gets it in grave where you need it, to special summon the beat, which from there you do your combos. Got a couple of other ways if it doesn't go exactly right, with Donna and whatnot in the extra, but that is your bread and butter line. Mayhem's an alternate target. It's just a quick effect reborn, which, I mean, pretty good considering that's what Rex is. And if you have Donpa on field, you've opened Rookie, you've searched through this or opened it, and your Rex gets interfered with somehow, then you can still essentially just do the same thing with Mayhem. Realistically, it just means you have another target. You can do more than just Rookie. There's also a bunch of add back effects and stuff, but like I say, I'm a little new on it, so I'm not encyclopedic with my knowledge of this deck yet, but I do think the build is solid. Done a fair bit of research on this one. So blue is the rotor for sprites, and red is the negate, so you can insulate your plays going forward. Jet is pretty much the sprite rotor for the spells, of which we have Smashers, which is a disruption. It's kind of your preferred one, or Starter if you want to extend. You're only going to be going for Starter if you're either in a bad position or you want to extend further after, you know, you've done everything, because it locks you into 2s. This and Gigantic do, which you don't really want to do in this deck. Moving on to the Runicks. We've got 2 Fountain, 3 Tip, 3 Freezing, 3 Flashing Fire, 3 Destruction, 3 Slumber, Dispelling, Smiting Storm. I feel like these don't need much explanation, if any at all, because they've been around a good while, but basically, Fountain is all of your recursion with the deck. It allows you to go and shuffle 3 back and draw 3. All of them are apart from Fountain, are instant fusions for your Runick cards specifically. Tip is the rotor for them, so it'll find one, banish one off the top. Freezing Curses is an impermanence as such, it's a targeted negate, and for that you get to banish 3 off the top. Flashing Fire is I always get stuck on Flashing Fire. Basically, it's a targeted pop, and you get to banish 2. Destruction is a spell trap pop, and you get to banish 4. And Slumber is you get to target a monster, and the next time it would be destroyed by battle, it is not. And you can banish 3 off that. Dispelling, if they add a card to the hand, you can rip a card from the hand at random and banish 2. And Smiting Storm allows you to banish any number of cards up to the number of cards they control from the top of the deck. These two are situational but can come up. You mainly just want the additional names for the summons. Yeah, I like those ratios a lot. I'm currently wanting more non-engine, but that's just always a problem with Runick. It's a trade-off. And then we've got the triple tax. In case we get disrupted, this is the only non-engine in this deck. But in engine, you can do an awful lot. You can break boards. You can insulate going first, and it's generally worth the trade-off. But yeah, that is the non-engine option. So you can draw out of it. You can kind of defang them by looking at the hands. We all know it's a busted card. Just a couple of notes on the side deck. We'll do them later, actually. Sleipnir, this is brilliant. It's like a little SP. It has less synergy in this deck because summoning the token doesn't allow stupid shenanigans as much as it does in the Bestial one. But just elbowed the mic. Being able to quick effect banish in the main phase or the battle phase is pretty nice. Just as, like I say, like a mini SP effect. It comes up so much more than I ever thought it would. I really like the card. Geri, you can loop Fountain. It's a soft once per turn. And you search it with Hugin, which also protects things. Notably, again, they have bonus effects. Oh, a note with all the Runicks, as you will know, you can't conduct your battle phase, so we need protection. Hugin protects your stuff. You can even do it where you activate a Runick, say you're getting feather dusted, you special out Hugin and banish it, and then your stuff doesn't get blown up, which is nice. Geri, if they run over it, it can, I believe, target and destroy. When this card is destroyed by battle, you can target one card on the field and destroy it. No one reads that, they just think it adds back. And Munin, this can run into time. Munin puts you ahead on life. We all know it's a thing. Probably, you know, don't play that way intentionally. It's just, it's not very nice, is it? Probably should unplug my speaker before. Yeah, notably it does that, but you can also, let me just refresh myself on this. When your opponent activates card or effect that targets a Runick card or you control or a set card, quick effect, you can banish this card you control. I cannot speak today. Negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. And then it's got life gain, which is a necessity, but just don't play into it. Don't be one of those people. TY-PHON, it's great for throwing into boards when you can't do much else. It's your last resort. Insert memes as appropriate. It's a format staple for a reason. Mannequin Cat, you can do dumb stuff with this. So I'm just going to read it verbatim because it's a bit of a weird card. It's 2 level 2 monsters. Fine, we put lots of them out. Once per turn, you can detach 1 material from this card, then target 1 monster in your opponent's graveyard. Special summon it to your opponent's field. If a monster is special summoned to your opponent's field, because we just did that, While you control this monster, except during the damage step, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls, special summon one monster with the same type or attribute from your hand, deck, or graveyard. You can only use it once per turn. So it's pretty good. The big situation that this is likely to come up with, let's have a look over to our side options. You get de-shifted. Say the plane flew. And you're like, well, that turns my engines off, and I need it to not. Make Mannequin Cat. Summon the de-shifter to their side of the field. Summon Chaos Hunter. And, you know, flip it back on them. Who's going to be de-shiftering you? It's probably Kashtira, which, I mean, what, Fenrir's on like 2-4. This is 2-5 on a body. It's flu. They need to banish. So, effective Chaos Hunter. When your opponent special summons a monster except during the damage step, you can discard one card and special summon this card from your hand. We're not worried about that. Your opponent can't banish cards. You've just Lanciered them forever and probably secured the game off them de-shiftering you, which is super nice. They are more rogue picks now, but I think Kashtira has been getting a bit of support. Not support, bit of traction. I'm super curious what Unicorn's attack is. Like, is there even a main deck that can out it? Unicorn can crash. Ogre, if they're playing that, can get over it. Fenrir, no. Telements, no. Scarecrow can. But you'll have other ways of interacting, hopefully. So realistically, they'd be leading with Fenrir and can't do anything proactive with it anyway. Gigantic, it rotors for all your level 2s, much like Starter, but yeah, it 2-locks you, so use wisely. Folgo, I've had to cut this down to 1 because the extra deck is super tight. There's other stuff I wanted in it that I just can't fit in it. But yeah, basically, you're in a situation, your end board will look something like, ideally, Folgo, Donpa, you've got a Beating Grave, let's say, and a Rex. Simplifying it. So, let's move everything over. You banish your Rex from grave, reborn your beat, and then pop a card your opponent controls with Donpa, draw 3. Because it's up to the number of Fur Hire monsters you control, up to 3. So you could even not have the Rafale there. It's just nice because it's a negate. And that's just the Fur Hire portion of the deck. But that is your line. That's what you really want to do. It's kind of high stakes. You can find other ways around making this and resolving it, but if it doesn't happen, you are in a grindy mess. If it does happen, you are going probably +6 because of the combination of the 3 from the Fountain as well in your opponent's turn, and drawing into a bunch of disruption that's pretty gnarly when it gets that heavy. It seems to me that it's designed to kind of like instantly get the game is in your favour as soon as you resolve those two. Going +1 is good. Going +6 is broken. Phoenix, it blows a card up. And if you pair it with Masquerena, you can do it in your opponent's turn. So, just other backups and routes to get there. Donna again, I will do verbatim because everyone tends to just know this card as it outs Baguska, which it does, but does other things too. So it's 2 monsters with different types, not hard in this deck. You can target 1 monster per hire you control and 1 monster your opponent controls. Destroy them. Full stop. That's where everyone stops reading, unless you play this. You contribute one monster, special summon one monster Fur Hire from your hand or graveyard with a different original name than the tributed monster. Then, if you tributed a link monster to activate this effect, you can special summon one more such monster. You can only activate one, use one effect per turn, essentially. So, tribute this off, double reborn, which is pretty nice. It kind of shapes your board as you're going through, which you can end up in some situations. Sprind, it sends level 2s to the grave, which is pretty handy. So, coincidentally, it's a level 2. So if something happens, you can use it for a variety of reasons. It's a fairly flexible card. And additionally, if you do, very quickly, yeah, so when it's link summoned, you foolish one. If another monster is special summoned while this card is on the field, except during the damage step, you can detach one material from an XYZ monster you control, then target one monster on the field, return it to the hand. So it's a bounce as well, but it's bounce with setup. And the post-ag off tax is SP Little Knight. It's 2. It plays well with the deck. You can play Unicorn instead. It just power creeps Unicorn, which is sad. There's an argument for Phoenix because it pops, so it's another route there. It's a little difficult to argue for Unicorn, which spins and doesn't trigger your Folgo. So that is definitely the alternative option. There's other stuff that you can play, like, get the number 65 Gym Buster. That's a negate, but this is so tight. I think the 2 Donners are pretty necessary. I would like to play 2 Folgo, but it's not going to happen because Starslayer, SP, and Sleipnir are just brilliant. The rest is all barely mandatory from what I've seen. These 3 are kind of flex. You definitely want to play an alternative to SP if you're not playing it. TY-PHON's just, it'll win you games, which would otherwise seem lost. And Sleipnir, much like, is, other than just a Runick, can keep you alive. So that's the deck. Other side options are Carrot for the control matchup, because it's a I believe it's it's Spell Trap Negate, and Wiz Sage for hire. If the card is special summoned, you gain 500 life points for each monster for hire you control with a different name, except Wiz. When your opponent activates a spell trap or effect, quick effect, you can discard one for hire, negate the activation. Hang on, let me just double check. When your opponent activates a spell/trap card or effect, right, yeah, got it. You can discard one card for hire, negate the activation, and if you do, and you can only use the effect once per turn. So both spell trap negates, that has a time aspect as well. Use responsibly. And Chaos Hunter we mentioned. So that's the whole thing, really. I need to spend some time actually playing the deck, or otherwise, pretty cool. Rafale to the top, I guess. It's probably Folgo. That says draw 3. So, yeah. That is what I've come up with. Feel free to let me know what you think. It does seem to be a somewhat solved deck, but there's variants. There's obviously new things that come out that impact on it. Whenever we get a link to that's impactful, it can materially change things a little bit. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends, hit the bell icon, watch the shorts, watch the streams, watch all the things. We're growing and we're pretty happy about it. So, all that being said, let's change the subject. I am leaving